Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm Scott Minton and I'm your host, and we are in the Brock Bourbon Bar and we are just trying to drink some whiskey, and evidently I can't talk today.
And not throw a bulk.
Evidently. Wow. So anyway, we got some recent samples.
Where from?
Some
Scott?
really big samples.
Yeah, it looks like it.
From Filibuster Whiskey Company, which is located in Virginia, and we have 3 of their bottles that they sent us that they wanted us to try and review. One is their single estate wheated bourbon single barrel, and then we have one which is their bottled and bond Virginia straight bourbon whiskey. It's 5 years old. And then we have the Filibuster Distillery Dual Cask, which is finished in French Oak. So the weeder is 4 years old, and it's got some unique information on it. It comes in at 120 proof. It's got 18-month air-dried barrels, and it looks like it's 4 years old, and it's been sourced. The water source is Virginia limestone, which it looks like all their water is sourced through that piece. So the neat thing about Filibuster is the fact that it's in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, which I have no idea where that is, and somebody's shooting guns in the background. Somebody got the Nerf guns going. Y'all are rude. Shooting during my podcast. Anyway, that being said, let's take a deep dive into these wheated bourbons.
Sorry, our marksman over there off in the distance sucks.
I know, for real.
He's not even paying attention.
Somebody couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
He's still. I'm sorry.
Good Lord, Jared.
All
All right, so this 4-year-old weeder, 120 proof. This one was barreled by Sid, which is the owner, and I think he's one of the distillers there at the company. So let's give this bad boy a little bit of a nose and give it a try. Looks like it finished double gold at San Francisco Spirits in 2021. So
I thought the fermentation hour thing on the back was kind of interesting. Nobody ever really notates that of anything at all.
Yeah,
any amount.
Well, yeah, it's an unusual amount of information.
Yeah,
I love transparency, but yeah, it's a lot. And this was fermented for 72 hours. So.
That is weird. You would think it would be fermented, but I guess it would just be.
It's
fermented.
just fermented.
Yeah.
Anyway, the nose on this thing is super sweet, super sweet.
I'm thinking like creme brulee, like dark brown sugar, and I mean just the thickness. And weirdly enough, somewhere in there, I'm also getting some weird floral kind of after sense.
Kind of like a almost peanut buttery kind of like.
Really?
I get
like a nut? I get stone fruit.
Really?
Yeah.
I get like herbal tea type.
Yeah. I get
That's
some
probably
tea.
that little floral coming in.
That's where that floral.
Yeah, get some tea, some floral, some stone fruit, like some really, really mild, like apricot.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is interesting.
It's super sweet on the smell, though. Like, it's a really unique smell. I wonder if they are a pot still or if they are just
the
one standard.
It did say something about. No, maybe not. I thought I saw something about pot stilled or something, but maybe not. Maybe that was something else I was thinking about.
Gotcha. I don't know. All right. Who's taking the first pull on this bad boy?
Let me go dive in here.
I'm digging, Barbara, I'm digging the shirt. Bourbon goes in, wisdom comes out. What's up with that?
So Nick got the shirt first.
I'm going to get a condom that says that. Bourbon goes in, wisdom comes out. Comes out. C-U-M-S comes.
So Nick got one. It came in. I was like, well, why didn't you ask me if I wanted one? So I found one that I liked.
Fair enough.
That's it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, sorry.
I don't know if that's a glowing review right here.
I don't know why I threw the almost. I dig it. It's. I think I'm still debating. It's.
I get a lot of honey, like mid palate.
Honey, I get more of that stone fruit is coming through. It's weird. There's like a little linger towards the mid palate, but it doesn't stay very long in the back palate.
I wonder if this is pot stilled. And the reason I say that is because of it's got a certain mouthfeel to it. But yeah, I'm getting where you guys are coming from. That honey, some stone fruit. There's a little bit of like dark, like it's weird. I'm almost getting like a licorice, like mid palate.
It's double distilled, or I'm sorry, not that one. The next one is double distilled.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking about that one yet.
Interesting.
Jared, we're not there. Do not confuse the people.
All right.
Sounds fun though.
So something that you might have missed up on the, I think you said it was 120 proof, but it's actually 111 proof.
So what did it say on the back? Did it say
It is-
120?
That was the
No, it was barrel proof.
Oh,
It was
barrel
barreled
proof.
at 120.
Gotcha. So that's what I read wrong. So
Yes.
it dropped in proof. So there we
Yes.
go. So, okay, I'm looking at some pictures online. They definitely have like a big pot still, but it looks like it's got a mini column on the side. So, yeah. That's definitely where some of those flavor profiles are coming from, that pot still.
Yeah.
It's a little reminiscent of some of the stuff we tried, Spirits of French Liquid. Like they've got that, I think it's the Solomon Scott weeder, I think they sell.
I wasn't a part of that, so I don't know.
It's a solid pour.
I mean,
Yeah.
whenever you think of a weeder, I would almost, we're used to knowing, some people have had the opportunity to have some Weller, but most people know either Larceny from Heaven Hill or Maker's Mark, mainly Maker's Mark, for having the weeders. And in my time of trying Maker's Mark, I don't think I've had one Maker's Mark that sweet of the normal line. Now, they've had some of the variants. It's been a little sweet, but I haven't seen anything that was close to this sweetness.
Yeah, I agree with that. I very much agree with that.
So it says on here, Filibuster Distillery was born in the heart of Washington, D.C., raised in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, making it a true product of the D.C. area. Founded by a liquor store owner just off the steps of Capitol Hill, Filibuster brand quickly transformed into a first-generation immigrant family passion project into the incredible American dream. And I'm probably not giving this gentleman's name the correct pronunciation, but it looks like it's Siddharth Delarwi. But it looks like he goes by Sid based on all the information on here. So...
That's a top 10 name. That's pretty cool.
Listen, he's got a fantastic name. I love anybody that's got a unique name. I mean, it's better than just Scott. Everybody and their mom's named Scott from the 1970s. So anyway, but yeah, this it's definitely unique. It's got some really some different flavor profiles for a weeder. But I'm like you. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's just it's definitely a little. It's different. It's not what I expected.
Yeah, no, I agree. This would be one where you let somebody who's new to bourbon or just has never had it before, and they're either gonna. I feel like they're either gonna enjoy it or they'll be like, "That's interesting," and I'm not sure how I feel.
I would actually almost throw it out as almost a dessert bourbon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very sweet.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
sweet.
absolutely.
I'm going water. I'm doing
We
the
already
Barbara.
did.
I've
Oh, did you already?
Yeah.
Well, look at y'all fancies.
Hey, you were reading some valuable information.
You were
while
definitely
you were doing
reading
that.
it. Yep.
We
and
Not
we were
reading
just-
it well, but I was reading
Yeah,
valuable
yeah.
information. I usually leave that to
Sid's
Jared.
name is awesome.
It is absolutely awesome. All right, so the nose opens.
Nose is weird.
So
What in God's
if I didn't know any better, there's rye in this.
I know.
Yes. What the nose?
It doesn't say what the mash bill is. It just says that it's a weeded bourbon. So I don't know. It's just so. I mean, it's got like very similar to one of the other things that we did. It's got more of those peppery notes, which is unusual for.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually going to call you out on this.
What?
There's rye in there.
Is there rye in there really? Oh,
Yeah,
does
it
it
says
say?
on the ingredients.
I didn't even see it. Let me, where's that at?
It says a weeded bourbon.
Oh, it does, but it says corn, rye, barley, and wheat.
So it's a 4
It's
grain.
a 4
So
grain.
4 grain.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But it's a weirdly sweet 4 grain because 4 grains are never that sweet.
Dude, I
No.
disagree.
Really?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I said stone fruit. Every 4 grain bourbon I've ever drank tastes like stone fruit. Cherries, apricots. Usually they get some weird toffee notes, which
Yeah.
now that I'd say that, like that's what that other sweetness is.
Yeah.
It's like a toffee.
Yeah. So I started looking at it and I'm like going, no, there is rye in there.
Because I mean, like I said, if I didn't know any better, but I didn't. You're right. I didn't even read. I did not even read the fact that I had the mash bill on there. That's so
Yeah.
weird.
You do
And I
English
took
good.
I took the picture, and the funny thing is, I thought at first it said wheat rye, and then I was like, well, that's not corn. And then I was looking at, but that was the barrel number, WR. And then I was like, oh, well, it doesn't have the mash bill on it. So then I just skipped over the rest of it. That's so funny. Look at me, I'm a moron.
oh, Lord. You haven't had enough
Reading
to
is
drink
fundamental.
Yet.
See, that's why I leave reading up to you, Jared, because I can't do it. I know,
You
for real.
silly boy. No, and that makes sense because I think every 4 grain I try is always funky. Not funky in a bad way, just like
Different.
so different.
Absolutely different. Yep.
It's just
So-
hard for you to put your mind on.
Yep.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
pretty much.
too much.
I'd be honest with you, water, this it's really good. Mm-hmm. Really good.
Yeah.
Nose throws it weirdly as
Yeah.
we were expecting it. We weren't expecting
Think
rye
rye.
in there whenever you first described it.
But oddly enough, when you put the water in there, the rye completely goes away.
It does,
It's just
which is
sweet.
unique.
It's corn forward. Reminds me of like a little bit of corn pudding.
Okay. Yeah, I can
It's got
see
some
where
of that
that.
sweetness, and then the wheat comes through. Mm-hmm. All right.
That suckers. I like this one.
I'm liking it. I'm digging it. All right. Bottled and Bond, Virginia Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Intriguing.
Does this one have a mash bill?
Yes, it did say corn, rye, and barley. I just saw it a minute ago.
It does.
Had
Corn,
this
rye, and
conversation.
barley. All right. And this one is double distilled, which is also unique. It is 5 years old, and there were 16 barrels in this batch.
So
The source of the grain was, it looks like HWK Farms. I mean, they're giving some crazy detail on this thing. So
what does double distillation do to any? I guess any spirit. Any
I
idea?
thought all bourbons were at least double distilled. And the reason I say that is you typically take the beer, which is at around roughly 10% alcohol by volume or 11% alcohol by volume. You then distill it one time, and that usually takes it to 50, 60. And then the second run is typically what takes it to that 140, 150 range. And then they typically proof it down to whatever their barrel proof entry is.
Now there are groups that do 3, and
Yeah.
like Woodford Reserve is known for the triple distill.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and as you were explaining this, and I was actually thinking, vodka. A lot of vodkas can be
5, 6, 10,
Yeah.
12, 15 times distilled.
Yeah.
That's because they want to get rid of, they want to strip all the taste. Like it's a neutral spirit. I mean, that's what it's for.
No,
It's a
that's
neutral
true.
spirit.
That's very no. Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
all right. Bottled and Bond, 5-year-old bourbon.
Interesting.
Whiskey.
Okay, the right nostril is very different from the left.
After smelling that wheat, it's weird analogy, but it almost smells hollow. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have the complexity that the weeder does. That being said, it's got some really, really subtle sweetness.
Yeah.
And it's got some really, really different baking spices that are kind of in that. I get it more on my right nostril than I do on my left. And on the sweetness, I'm getting some off the left. Now, I will say, when I took my first pull, it's a very unique blend of like what I would consider to be an extremely low rye bourbon. I don't know what the mash bill is, like what the percentage is, but it reminds me of like an 80-10-10 or something to that nature. I really actually like this. I like it a lot. Because it's very sweet. Now, that being said,
It is very
You
sweet.
get that wrap hop though.
it's all in the mid palate and finish,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
But the finish
Yeah.
is super quick.
Yeah,
It's super
it is.
sweet.
You almost get a little citrus on the nose.
I do. I get a
Okay.
little bit of citrus.
It's like a little like.
It's real
almost
faint
kind of-
though.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like almost like a lemon zest or something like that. Along.
I was going to say lemon pound cake.
Oh.
Okay. Hey,
Oh.
you know what? I'm gonna give myself props.
I will because you
Because-
picked up lemon, but yeah, it's sweeter to me than that though. Like when I thought of
Yeah.
when I thought of citrus, I was like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, the lemon, but I get like a cakey, like sugary smell.
I can see that. Yeah. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, mostly because I've had bourbon, but also because I was right with Scott.
You pulled up a note, man. I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud you're growing up.
A broken clock's right twice a day.
Didn't I say it earlier? A blind squirrel finds a nut at least every once in a while or something like that.
All right, I'm dropping some water.
I don't know if I know anymore with you.
Barbara. Thanks.
I heart you.
Thanks.
I will say that one thing is the legs are better on these than I thought they were going to be, based on the proof and the age.
And this one was 5-year, right?
5 years old, yep.
I like pepper.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of spice.
Yeah.
A lot of spice coming off on the nose now. All that sweetness is gone.
And not really dark, like a black pepper, like white pepper.
Yeah. Yep.
That carries through even to the taste.
There's white pepper? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I didn't know there was white pepper. I just always known black
You really
pepper.
didn't know there's white pepper?
No.
After this, we're done. I'll bring you down some.
Yeah.
Let
No,
you
I don't.
smell it.
Oh, smell it. Okay. I was like, I don't feel like eating any just
No.
straight pepper.
No,
That
no,
sounds
no.
awful.
No, there's a fundamental difference between white pepper,
and black pepper.
I'm going to cleanse my palate after that one because, man, it was a whole lot of spice. That is definitely better neat pour.
It's almost too much for me, which is saying a bunch because I like my rye. I like that
And like I
spice.
said-
I love that stuff.
When you drink it neat, it tastes very low rye-esque.
Yeah.
When you drink it with the water, man, the rye really, really is accentuated. That's my $5 word for the day, accentuated.
Alrighty.
All right. This last one is
I'm so proud of you.
straight bourbon finished in a French oak barrel.
This one I'm intrigued. Compared to the last one, I'm intrigued.
So
This is a 90 proofer, and it is.
Why are you so intrigued?
I don't know, just with how like lemon zesty with a little bit of the baking spice and everything. If you're throwing it in a second cask with that's French oak, I don't know. I'm just intrigued to see.
Does it say how
What
long
it
it
adds
might
to
have spent time in that second one?
It says aged no less than 3 years in a new charred oak barrel, then finished in a dual cask. So I'm assuming it probably stayed in there 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. I'm assuming it's roughly a 4-year-old.
Yay or nay on the lemon being there or going away?
On the nose on this one?
Yeah. Or you think it's more cakey? No. I meant before you smelled it, but
Oh, I would have guessed there would be no. Like when you do French oak. I mean, it just usually it's overwhelmed with oak and earthiness typically
Yeah.
with French. So no, I'm guessing there's no citrus on this.
I'm enjoying the nose on this so far.
Yeah, it's really sweet. It's got some delicateness to it.
much more oak though.
Kind of reminds me of that Maker's 46,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
French oak.
Yep.
Which oddly there's no rye in the Maker's, but
It is more oaky though. Much more.
oh,
oaky.
definitely French oak is much more robust than American oak.
Yeah.
And even getting that hint of
It's
like,
a tighter grain, so it's when it pushes in, like it gets in there. Like,
Interesting.
yep.
I did not know that.
But I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's the temperature, or if it's the climate change, or I don't know.
Has anybody else taken a pull yet?
Not yet. I will say I like these bottles though. They're kind of neat. They
Yeah.
remind me of like the old school Idaho bottles, but they put some attention to detail to make sure that they
Yeah.
order. It says Filibuster on there. It's that what do you call that? The raised glass,
Yeah.
and the corks are really nice.
I do like this nose.
There's some nice attention to detail on these things.
yeah, having the little bit. I think that's a tapered cork, right?
Yeah, Barbara, you took your first pull. I'll let you talk about it while I'm taking my pull.
I kind of don't want to say anything until everybody else has an idea because I don't want to give anything away.
That's sweet. There's not as much rye spice as the last one.
It falls off fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
I
getting
don't think
much.
there's much at all.
I mean,
Dude, that is quicker than Jared.
I played the fifth.
My goodness, that is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's got a lot going on, but it's fast. I mean,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
is.
it just all of a sudden it's
Like
blink of
Jared,
an eye, it's gone.
It's got a lot going on, but it's fast.
I may be batshit crazy, but by God, I'm fast.
Sip, and I'm done.
But I mean, it's like coming in. Like it's got like some caramel. It's got a little
Yeah.
nice, delicate like floral notes. It's got some.
Hit a couple spices mid palate, and then
there's a
dive.
touch of mint. There's a little bit of spice. Like it's just all these different things. All right, Barbara, what do you
Get
got?
an itty bitty amount of like banana.
I don't hate that description. I just maybe that's the sweetness I'm getting, but I don't know.
It's gone before it's. You
It's
try
just
to
so
identify.
It's
it.
so hard.
Yeah, it's
I know.
so good.
I'm
That's
like,
gonna be interesting when it opens.
I mean, the thing is that it's
Ooh, yeah.
it's crushable like this because I mean you can sit and just drink it.
It's only what 100 or 90 proof.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 90 proofer.
I was gonna say. Yeah, it is crushable.
ooh, it's
So we
like,
know it's at least 3
No
years
burn,
old.
no finish. There's a little. You do get. I shouldn't say there's no spice, but you do get a little of the this tingle on the tongue.
Yes.
if you take a sip and just hold it in your tongue right at the very beginning, it's like bananas Foster.
Really. I put water in it, so I'm not going to be able to do it now.
Oh, drat.
Drat. How dare you?
Something tells
So,
me
so
at
the
some
water,
point you'll
very
figure it
the,
out.
the water's opening up the rye a little bit on the nose. Get
Oh,
a
yeah,
little bit more of the baking
A
spice.
little bit harsher nose.
Yep.
Because that rye pop is hitting, but it's a harsher nose than what it was eat with easy.
That's weird because I get more of the oak now. This is what
No,
this
the
yeah.
oak's gone away to me.
Again.
Not gone away.
Yeah,
but
it's not fully gone.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me,
no.
I get more of the oak versus everybody else at this table,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
more
That's
of a
really different.
male point of view versus a female point of view.
Okay.
Jared's getting the right act.
I'm staying away from this.
don't
I'm
not
staying out of this.
touching
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
You notice I got quiet. I was like, "Whoa."
I ain't comment.
Mama's going after Jared.
I mean the
I about to die every time I come over here.
with the water,
Yep.
the nose that you get rye pop, it seems to me it's just a little bit harsher. You get a little bit more ethanol. It's sharp
Yep.
on the nose. I get a little bit of rye through the tongue, a little more of it.
Yep.
And then it's like before the water, it just
Yeah.
dove off like the end of a diving board.
So to me, this after the water, like it's all floral. Like there's a ton of like floral notes. There's honeysuckle. There's a little bit of like field green. There's a little bit of like wheat in the field. Like, I mean, it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, it's got some crazy stuff. Barbara is chomping at the bit. What do you got, Barbara?
I'm completely the opposite. I get a whole lot more of that earthy, oaky, everything.
You don't get the floral?
No.
Am I the only one getting the floral in the mid palate?
I do. I do get some
show
of
me
the
how much
floral.
you have left in there. Put a drop or two more in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had barely anything left.
And I
in
put
there.
2 drops with very little anything, but yeah.
Oh, I only put 1, but
But yeah, I think you have a lot still in there. So
Okay, fine.
no, I'm just saying. Not saying, just saying.
hey, John's not doing a very good job of shooting at the cats.
John's asleep at the wheel.
Oh, he's snoring now. Oh, there's a bubble. He's you know, like the old cartoons where they blow the bubble while they're snoring. No, okay. It's gonna edit this out anyways, or he won't. What are you thinking over there, Scotty? Too hotty
I mean,
or not hotty?
I like all 3 of them. I mean, I'd be honest with you, they're all still just a touch young for me, but I mean, there's definitely a good quality thing going on here.
Okay, I added a couple more. I get a little bit more of the floral maybe, but I'm still getting a lot of just that.
They're sticking a lot of
earthy.
that earthiness.
That earthy is just really heavy for me.
So I get some tobacco and some of those earthy notes,
Yeah.
but like it's a whole lot of floral on top of
Yeah.
it. Like to me, it's all mid finish. Like
Now, I will admit, the finish on this one with the water, it sticks around a little bit longer.
A little bit, but I mean,
I'm not
a whole lot.
saying it like lingers for hours. I'm just saying
It's like
I
when
can
you,
at least pull out more of the flavors because it's staying longer for me to figure out what I'm tasting.
No,
sure.
I can understand that.
all right,
Now, revisiting the first one is like almost like sweet tobacco.
I get the sweetness for sure. I don't know that I get the tobacco.
I don't get the tobacco.
I'm getting like a little toffee, some like real sweetness.
almost get like almost like a I don't know. I want to say like almost like a smokiness or something.
Yeah, yours is more toffee than mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
mine
might
has
be
a-
that might be the type of glasses because
Yeah.
you're actually
Yeah.
in a Glen and I'm in these little stemless wine glasses. But
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
whose decision was that?
Listen, I just grabbed 3 glasses, dog.
You're welcome.
I'm easy. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all are all hoity-toity over here, Glencairns and fancy sippers. I just got some stemless wine glasses over here I'm chilling on.
I didn't choose. They just
Yours
randomly
just
appeared.
That's right.
Yeah,
Like a fart in the wind.
the
huh?
cat. The cat put him on here.
All right. So we got to pick a W. We got 1, 2, and 3. Where are you landing?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Bring it, Nick.
Weeder is number 1 for me, or 4 grain, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I just enjoyed the sweetness to it. It's very good. Out of all of them, had the best complexity, at least to me.
Yep.
Ironically, I'm going to actually pick the French for number 2, just because. Now, granted, it's neat, no water. I actually really enjoyed it. It's crushable. I just kind of enjoyed it, and then the what is it? The regular bottle and bond.
Bottled and Bond, yeah.
For number 3. That's
All
where
right.
I land.
Jared, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
So I'm gonna go very different. I'm gonna actually go opposite of what we drank. I'm gonna go the French, then the bottle and bond, and then the 4 grain. But I don't really care for 4 grains as much. So that's just a personal preference.
Babs?
I'm going to go for the bottled and bond,
Okay.
Oh,
4 grain, and then the French oak.
okay.
All right. So I'm actually different than everybody else too, but I'm more leaning on Nick's palate but that's pretty standard. So I'm
That
going to go
is.
Weeder /4 grain. I'm going to go the French oak second, and then the bottle and bond last.
That
So
was me.
That's was
That
you.
was-
Okay.
that's
All right.
exactly
okay. So
what he
so we're
did.
the same then. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these guys.
So
These
I thought you
guys.
said I thought you went 1, 2, 3 like just like
Nope.
we had them laid out.
He
So,
didn't.
All right.
No. I even though the French oak had a very short finish,
Right.
I still enjoyed it a little bit more than the bottle and bond from the sweetness and the taste.
Gotcha.
Nobody went 1, 2, 3. Actually,
Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
I was thinking
We
about that.
2 of us went 1, 3, 2.
you messed
and then-
up.
Yep.
You should have gone 1, 2, 3.
You done messed that up, Ron.
Gosh darn it, Aaron. Hey, Timothy. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, that's a funny movie. Anyway, I guess that's our review of Filibuster Distillery. They're in Washington D.C., Shenandoah Valley. I guess technically it's in Virginia, didn't it say that? It was
Yeah.
in Virginia, the
They did
foothills
say-
of
yeah.
Washington D.C. So,
Yep.
thanks for sending those over. That's our review. If you want to find Bourbon Barrel Talk, you can find us on Facebook, the Instagram, or the X. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you can get our downloads as soon as they hit the market, whether it's on my favorite is actually Spotify. I know Nick is an iTunes guy.
Yeah,
No?
the Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
Boo.
same difference. iTunes, Apple Podcast, whatever. I don't care what you like, Jared. And anyway,
We never do.
that's right. But that's our episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk. Like I said, if you want to find us, you can also find us there, but you can also email us any questions at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. This is Scott, Jared, Barbara, and Nick signing off. Peace.
Prost.
Peace out.